Harrison, I know it's been a long day for you guys. Just what can you say about the teammates that aren't here anymore at this point? The official press release has gone out. So Tyrese, Buddy, Tristan.
Yeah, there's a lot of tough things in this business, but I think a lot of people forget the human side of it. And obviously, you guys have been around those guys. I mean, there's a energy that Buddy, Tristan, Tyrese they bring. Not only to us as players, but I think to people in the organization. For Buddy and Double T, I think it's one of those things as veterans that you're aware of, you're exposed to, you've been through. But for somebody like Tyrese, I mean, it's tough. Be a young guy. Coming off the game he just had too, especially. It just hit us tough. I mean, it was an emotional day. It was tough to see guys who you become really close to leave, but that's just part of the business.
How surprising was it to you?
It was pretty surprising. I mean, I don't think we anticipated it happening the way it was going to happen. Like I said, I mean, for veteran guys, you're aware of it, you're exposed to it, you've been through it, but I think, like I said, for a young guy, like I said, who's really kind of just starting to turn that corner, and we were kind of all starting to see, what his potential was. It was surprising.
Yes, it was surprising. It's almost like a tsunami that covered the whole league and really in Sacramento with the fans. When you wake up in the morning like that, I know you probably didn't anticipate anything like that. Has that ever happened anywhere, else in your career where, a top player on your team for a short period of time comes in and boom, the next day he's gone?
How I came here was obviously unique. That was an experience, but no, I haven't seen a situation like that. But obviously, Indiana. I mean, they have good guys come in. They have a special player in Tyrese, who will be able to grow and blossom there. And obviously, we're getting back an all-star on Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday, guys who I know personally, guys who are going to help this team. But it's one of those things where, like I said, the human element of those guys leaving the locker room, regardless of record and things like that, I understand, the business dynamics of it, but there's just a personal element there that's tough to replace.
When a team trades a second-year player for a two-time All-Star, like you mentioned, how does that impact sort of the outlook for the season for you guys, just in terms of goals, expectations from here on out, do you think?
Obviously that's a minor question, but from my vantage point, it's less about developing and more about where we're at. I mean, you don't bring in a guy the caliber of Sabonis. You don't bring in veteran wings like Jeremy Lamb and Justin Holiday to grow and develop the next 2 to 3 years. It kind of pushes things forward. So we look forward to getting those guys here, getting them acclimated as quickly as possible, and make sure they have everything they need to try to be successful.
Harrison, have you ever played with a big man that can pass the level that Sabonis can?
Come on, man.
Is there one that comes to mind?
Come on, man. Don't disrespect Andrew Bogut like that. Dimes, man. Dimes.
And what do you think adding a passing big like that does to this roster?
I mean, it's huge. Playing with a guy like that, obviously playing against him, a guy who can get on the elbow, he makes those passes. He makes it difficult to guard. Obviously, offensively in a one-on-one situation, he commands that attention, the double teams, things of that nature, can shoot the ball, stretch the floor. So, I mean, he's gonna add a different dynamic to our offense that, this franchise, hasn't seen since, DeMarcus.
Harrison, can you also elaborate on the other guys coming up in this trade? What do you think those guys are going to bring?
Yeah, we have more than 2 wings now, so that's nice. Especially with Mo leaving the game there. But I think, Jeremy and Justin, those guys, like I said, have been around the league a long time. They'll be able to come in, help us out, not only shooting the ball, but also just defensively, being able to switch, being able to have more longer wings out there, giving guys different coverages, different looks. I think that'll be great for us.
And also, you talked about Sabonis there, but how does that change, like, just what you do on the floor? How do you think having him is going to change what you can do?
Man, it's going to help my cutting game, honestly. When we can just play through a guy like that, at the elbow, just cutting, spacing, letting him operate and just playing off that, I think it just adds, like I said, a different dynamic. In the past, we really haven't been a throw it down to the post team. And I think having that two-way punch, obviously, we're going to shoot threes, we're going to be, perimeter dominant, but having that option, I think is huge. And the season that he's having, I think speaks for itself.
Harrison, I'm just wondering, here we still have 2 more days left. How much does this seeing a move like this made even kind of, make you think even more about maybe possibly what lies in store for you?
Man, I just, yeah, like I said, I'm a veteran. I'm not really necessarily concerned about, what my future looks like, because I'm confident that, it'll all work out. But like I said, today kind of, was different. It was unexpected, but, that's the NBA. And, unfortunately, that's the end of one chapter. But it's the start of a new one. Like I said, Sabonis, Jeremy, Justin, those guys are going to come in. They're going to help us in a much different way. And, I look forward to playing with those guys.
Last question.
HB, you talked about development versus, kind of a win now approach. Is that, given where some of you guys are in your careers and where this franchise has been in a way, is there some good in that too? Like just comparing the two approaches to winning or developing talent over time?
Just as a competitor, you always want to win. That's just first and foremost. So the opportunity, not saying that we weren't winning, but the opportunity to try to hopefully capitalize on that while we have a lot of guys who are have experience, is big. But I think at the same time, as a veteran, you realize that every young guy that comes in, you're a part of their entry point into the NBA, right? Like however they go, however successful they become or unsuccessful, you played a part in that. And as a vet, it was a proud moment just to see, like I said, Tyrese really kind of turning that corner and coming into his own and really kind of getting established in this league. And I know that he'll have a lot of success from here on out, but obviously, you always want to be a part of that as long as possible. Appreciate it, guys.